Alright, welcome back to the Game Smash Podcast. As always, I'm your host, William Liberty, and with me is...
Fawaz Muhammad Yusuf.
And today we got a pretty packed podcast. So we got Jimmy Kimmel shitting on YouTube gaming. A Destiny lawsuit confirms a giant story change for Destiny. Castle Crashers getting a remaster to the Xbox One. Battlefront gets a new mode, Drop Zone. Mad Max launches, getting actually pretty solid reviews. Drawn to Death, private access gameplay. Bethesda hopping on the free updates hype train. Fallout 4 is getting free updates and a season pass. Witcher 3 expansion pack announced, Heart of Stone, 10 hours of gameplay. And PlayStation's 20th anniversary. Yep, so let's talk about what we played this week. So... obviously, I played Metal Gear Solid 5. I played a lot of that, and it is great. It's a lot of fun, and I really wish that they would fix the online servers, because there's a bunch of like bonuses that I can't download for having played Ground Zeroes. So it's like, and like because you can, if you save Kojima in Ground Zeroes, he can become a part of your staff in Phantom Pain.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's actually really cool.
I actually find that really funny because it's like, after all the Konami bullshit, that must make Konami so mad that it's like, we can't remove him from the game. He's coded himself into the game. God damn it. But that's a lot of fun. Yeah, just been playing that. The only thing that does kind of suck is now I'm starting to see how did I talk about the microtransaction stuff for Metal Gear?
No, you didn't mention that last week.
Well, apparently there is sort of like a microtransaction kind of stuff in the game where you can buy coins and it increases the development of projects. Like research projects, base facility expansion, stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
And at first I was like, I don't understand. Why would anyone want to pay for this? These only take like maybe, they take like a millisecond for weapon upgrades and 10 minutes for like a combat situation, right? Like sending people out on combat missions. But now I've noticed that later in the game you get, the longer the longer the development times become. Like the base facilities take like an hour and a half to construct. Sometimes upgrades for weapons will take 20 minutes. But still, to be honest, like you could just do a side up or go on a different mission or try and get a better rank and pass the time by doing that.
Does the time pass while the game is while the PS4 is in standby?
I don't know. I don't think so, because I've tried that and I think it's worked a little bit, but I think you can get around it by just going on a mission, because I think it treats it like in-game time.
Okay.
So like I think I saw someone who was posting like if you go to like a certain mission and you just smoke a cigar for like 6 days, then you can get your facilities to go by, like the time goes by a whole lot faster.
Okay.
So, but anyway, it's just like a small grievance. It's not that big of. It doesn't hurt the game that much. I'm still having tons of fun. There's so many options of like tactical, sneaking and whatnot. Although I am very anal. Like if I fuck up a sneaking mission, then I just reset the checkpoint. So, but yeah, that's what I've been playing. What about you, Fawaz?
Well, I've been playing Super Time Force Ultra.
Ah.
Yeah, it's free, so I was like, might as well. I mean, it's free. So the game is actually pretty fun. I can't lie. It's a lot more complex than it seems at first. Because I was just gonna skip the tutorial, but then they just kept introducing, like, okay, first of all, how it works is you have a set amount of time to complete a mission, right?
Right.
If you die, you can rewind, pick a different character, or pick that same character, and then you can play through that same section again to try to save your past self. If you save your past self, you get a 1-up, and because every character has two types of shots. They have a regular shot and a charge shot, and each charge shot operates differently. Like there's the first character you get uses like a minigun, and his charge shot is like a spread shot. And then the
Right.
second character you get, the character that I use, she's a sniper. Her charge shot goes through walls, right?
Right.
And then there's the third character who uses a shield. His charge shot leaves like a protective shield. So what I usually do is whenever a character dies, I go back, I pick the shield guy, and then I rush to the area that they died, and I'll put a shield down right there. And then, when they die, so then they come in there and then the bullets deflect and I can save them and I get a 1-up, right? So there's that. Then there's like there's shards you can pick up in the stage that increase the amount of, you have your 1-ups in this game, quote unquote, are your rewinds. You can run out of them. When you die, you rewind and you pick a different character. You have a limited number of times you can do that every mission, but you can get more. And then there are these purple things that if you shoot them, they slow down time. They help you get through sections faster. And it's just cool because like I was fighting this boss battle and then I ran out of time. So then I rewound to start the boss battle. It's a different character, but then my first character was still in the battle doing damage to the boss, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so then I pretty much quote unquote redid the boss battle like 5 times. So at the end there was like 7 of me just damaging the boss at the same time, and then nice. I killed it. So I'm pretty sure there's gonna be some interesting applications for that going forward. It's a hub world game. Did you know that?
Really?
I didn't know that because the game starts and then you do like you do a bunch of missions, then you fight the boss, you beat the boss, and it's like, oh wow, you saved the world. Then it's like, okay, actually now we have to go back in time to fix a bunch of different things. Then you're in the hub and you can go back to like 10,000 BC,
right.
Different areas, kind of like Mega Man, right? And then you can also recruit different people from different eras. It's a pretty cool setup, and I look forward to playing the game a little more. It's PS4 and Vita, so I'm probably gonna get it on my Vita because it definitely seems like something I would enjoy playing on like my bus rides and shit.
Yeah, exactly. Well, just glad. So for those who are interested, pick it up. It's free on PlayStation Plus, so do it now. So now let's get into some news. All right. So the biggest thing that a lot of people are talking about is Jimmy Kimmel shitting on YouTube Gaming, or the app that launched. Now, it's not as much as him shitting on the app itself, as more just shitting on the concept. But I'm interested to hear what you think about it, Fawaz, after hearing about this.
Okay, so like the whole, because what Jimmy Kimmel pretty much said was that people watching other people play video games is a double waste of time, because him being an old man, he already thinks that playing video games is a waste of time. So then he's like, why would you then watch someone do this thing that's a complete waste of time? Needless to say, I disagree. I completely disagree with that. I feel like a lot of the jokes that he made in the gaming thing were like low hanging fruits, and I actually quite like Jimmy Kimmel. I find the show really funny. But yeah, I feel like he could have done a lot better with a lot of the jokes there. I mean, there's actually funny stuff there's actually genuine stuff you can make fun of gaming without sounding like an old idiot,
Yeah.
Like joking about, no social interaction and stuff like that. It's like, dude, it's 2015. That joke is old at this point.
It's old, yeah.
Yeah, but then on the flip side of that, people commented on the video, and the comments were just so embarrassing. Like, in my life, I have never been more ashamed to be associated with gamers as I was when Jimmy Kimmel was posting that he got during his show. Now, obviously, there was some picking and choosing involved here, but I know video gamers. I don't even have to look at the comment section of that video to know that what he showed on his show represented the majority, not the minority. Like, those people wishing him to get cancer, those people wishing that he got cancer. One dude was like that, I dare you to start your car in the morning.
God.
It got insane. And now and then in his defense, he also shared some more intelligent responses. Like, one person was like, that dude, this is silly. Like, a lot of people watch the videos of games to see how the game plays before you actually buy it. And in his defense, he actually acknowledged that he was like, yeah, what, this makes a lot of sense. And and then down the line, he went and he sat down with these 2 YouTube gamers. I don't know either.
Markiplier was one of them.
Okay, that's the Asian guy with the really big jaw, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's not Asian, but okay.
What?
I don't think he's Asian.
Ooh, wow. That's not fair. Anyway,
Yeah.
moving on.
Uh,
Moving on.
uh,
Um, I didn't finish watching the clip because the clip wasn't very funny and it was kind of awkward. But
yeah.
overall, the whole situation was just silly. It was just really silly, and there was mistakes made on both sides, in my opinion. But honestly, I genuinely believe that the game has made this a lot worse than it had to be. Because first of all, Jimmy Kimmel is a comedian. His job is to make fun of people, for the most part, right?
Yeah.
I mean, like I watch his show. There's a segment on his show where he has celebrities read mean tweets.
Yeah,
Right?
no, I watch that all the time.
Yeah, they read mean stuff that people say about them. Like that's just part of his shtick, right? So then I feel like Game has took this stuff a little too personal. And then you know what? Sure, if you're offended by what he says, then make conducive comments in the comment section to be like, yo, dog, like, I understand not agreeing with something, but at least develop an interesting
an
opinion about
intelligent
it,
response.
or at least don't go for the low hanging fruit in terms of jokes, right? But then no, it was shit like die, get cancer, die, die. All sorts of profane, like insulting his family, insulting him, calling him a fat hairy bastard. It was embarrassing, seriously.
Yeah.
So yeah,
no.
that's my stance.
It was unfortunate that unfortunately a lot of the comments just gave him his punchline, which was, which is sort of like what happened. But to me, there's certain things that I was like, yeah, but I feel like a lot of his jokes, they were just kind of low hanging and kind of just mediocre. I understand the skit itself, but the stuff that he was saying, it's like, even if it was a joke, it's still kind of like, really? This is the best you could come up with? Like, parents should be ashamed in letting their kids watch video games. That's one of the other things he said. And it's like, you'd have to pay me $40 million to watch a PewDiePie video. And I'm just kind of like, even the crowd didn't really laugh at that.
Yeah.
Like, even the crowd, and that's a really bad sign.
Yeah.
And this is the one thing where I'm a little bit like, okay, yes, you've got your punchline with the childish comments coming at you, but that line in itself is still childish, whether or not it's a joke or not. So, because honestly, that is kind of like, that's almost like it's the same kind of comment as like reply video. Like, you'd have to pay me $40 million to watch a Jimmy Kimmel video ever again or something like that. You see what I mean? So it's kind of like, and then there's, of course, like, I'm glad that he acknowledged the, people like watching people play the game before they buy it, because not everyone can buy video games. Not everyone has like $1 million to spend.
Yeah.
So people like watching video games. There's a lot of people that like watching people play Until Dawn, because nobody really wants to pay $80 to play Until Dawn, even if it's a fun game.
Yeah.
And then there's also these rumors that there's apparently that this could possibly be just a publicity stunt, in which he did this to particularly enrage this audience so that he could get people more talking about him, which we kind of are. But that's kind of like an if. That's a big if. But to be honest, it's like, I feel like the skit where he's showing people like just on the couch staring at a laptop, right?
Yeah.
It's like, I feel as if he just made fun of that and didn't, like, if he just showed that skit and nothing else, there'd be less, backlash to this. But the fact that he was talking about, why don't you just buy the game, why our parents should be ashamed, the $40 million thing, the fact that he had all those different, like, really kind of lame-ish jokes in the beginning really, like, just made this so much worse than it had to be. And it's like, there's I think there's fault on both sides. I just kind of wish that, I wish that he kind of looked through this skit and maybe cleaned it up a little bit more. That's my thing. It's like, I feel like this could have been cleaned up a little bit more, and it could have been something really, really funny. Like, it could have. And I guess now it's just, it's just a hot topic of debate. I don't know. It's just because I can understand why people got really mad at this, because after I watched that video, even I felt a little bit, I did not feel great. So, I don't know. Well, hopefully people just move on from this. It's probably just going to disappear from the public mind very, very quickly.
I mean, the big releases are starting soon. TGS is next week, I think. So no one is going to be talking about it.
No one's going to give a shit about what Jimmy Kimmel has to say when TGS starts and whatnot. So, yeah, kind of sucks, but I guess all we can do is move on. But other crazy situations. So this is a very interesting story. I've read about it, but I don't think we actually talked about it in the podcast.
No, I try to avoid talking about Destiny on the podcast.
Yeah, which is, it's fair. Some people like the game a lot, and that's fine. Not more power to you. It's just, I think it's kind of just a kind of game, right? But what's interesting is that recently there's been a giant lawsuit between Marty ODonnell, one of the composers of the game, and I don't know all the details of the lawsuit, but it's a lawsuit with Bungie, I think. And I think it's like something to do with his rights with his music in general. But don't quote me on it. But basically, a couple months ago, there was a Reddit post from an apparent tester who tested, Destiny before it came out, right?
Yeah.
And what he said was apparently the game was very, very different. Like, it had an actually really fleshed out story. It had a more, character-driven kind of stuff, like a typical Halo story, right?
Yeah.
And he said that that's not present. Yeah, I know. yeah, but let me finish the quote. Come on. He said that there was a more present story than there was in the finished product, and then that post got deleted and disappeared for possibly nefarious reasons. And
it's the leak somewhere.
Yeah, God. And then the other thing that's recent is that in this lawsuit update, Marty ODonnell did comment and said he confirmed, or at least he confirmed, we don't know if this is exact, but he confirmed that yes, he too saw that this game was a lot different before its official release. It might have had a much more interesting story than what it ended up having. So I find this really, really interesting, but what do you think about it so far?
Well, I think I'm always disappointed when I hear stuff like this because, first of all, I do think it's really sad that this is going down between Marty ODonnell and Bungie because, honestly, I think Marty ODonnell is the only name that I know at Bungie.
Yeah, that is true. And his music is amazing.
Yeah, I'm not a big Halo fan, but the sound design behind Halo is absolutely amazing. And like I said, Marty ODonnell is literally the only name that I know at Bungie. So it's a real shame to see that this is going down between them because, he's like, Halo would probably not be, it'd probably still be big even without his music, but it wouldn't be the game that it is without sound design.
There'd be something missing from it.
Yeah, that's a real shame to get this going down. But then on top of that, I feel like, okay, even without Marty ODonnell, Bungie are a very talented studio. So it made me really sad when I saw the polarizing reviews that Destiny was getting. I ended up never buying Destiny because I was just never interested in it. Mm-hmm. But from what I hear, it's like it would not have been a game that I liked because I hear there was not a lot of content in the game. So, it's a shame here not a game that Bungie want to ship.
Yeah.
Because I feel like Bungie could have done a lot better than Destiny.
Yeah, I feel like that too. And there's different people saying that this is clearly Activision going in and telling Bungie, no, you can't do that. Because they've been known to do certain things in the past before. Like, this is all kind of speculation, but it's like Activision were kind of part of the reason why Modern Warfare went down the shitter so fast because they fired two of the lead people that worked on Modern Warfare.
Yeah, the difference, however, is that Activision owned Infinity Ward.
Yeah.
Bungie are partners with Activision.
Yeah.
So, Activision can't walk into Bungie and tell them to do anything that they don't want to do.
Yeah, that is true. But like I said, it's all kind of speculation.
Yeah.
But it sucks because it's like, I really wanted Destiny to be a really good game.
Same here.
And because I like Space Wizards. Like, come on. Like, that's an awesome concept.
It's a pretty awesome concept.
But it's just a shame because a lot of people are starting to like, you hear like, stories like this, that the story was meant to be completely different, and the fact that this game has 2 giant DLC expansions, and then people kind of go, this game probably would have been a lot better if the expansions came with the original game.
Yeah.
And I kind of have to agree with them because there's certain DLC where it's like, I don't think that the main game needed it because there was enough content in the main game. I just feel that this game in particular is just, it didn't have enough content when it launched, and I feel like these $20 DLC prices, or even higher than that, are just way too much. Especially when we'll be talking about DLC from other companies in later in the podcast, but it just sucks. But I find that really interesting that the story could change so fast before, the game's official release.
Yeah.
Like, that is nuts to me.
It is nuts. It makes you wonder what else goes on behind the scenes that we don't know about.
Yeah, it's true. Well, it's like, I guess story can definitely change a lot in a video game because BioShock went through giant story changes before its official release, but BioShock's story is amazing, so it was for the better, not the worse. So... I guess we won't know for sure, but hopefully we'll get more information as time goes by.
Let's see what the Taken King is like, because that's coming out next week, I think.
So let's see.
Let's see how that plays out, because now they've had a year under their belts. They've seen what worked. They've seen what didn't work. They released a pretty big patch to patch a bunch of that is what patches do, to fix a bunch of things that they didn't like about the original game, and now we'll see how this Taken King expansion pack works with the game, and then maybe this will be, because I know you can buy the Taken King now with the original game plus all the DLC for the price that you bought the original game last year. So let's see if this is the definitive version of Destiny.
Yeah, just the full. Yeah, this will be very interesting to see. But yeah, I guess we'll talk. Maybe we might talk about that when we see the full game, quote unquote.
Quote unquote.
But on to our next piece of news. Castle Crashers is getting a remaster to the Xbox One.
Yeah. So I actually really loved Castle Crashers.
Oh, fantastic game.
I loved it on the original Xbox 360. Me and my little brother used to play it all the time. Well, my younger brother, he's like 6'4", so there's nothing little about him.
Fair enough.
So yeah, hearing to get a remaster, and it's still being added to backwards compatibility is interesting. If I'm not mistaken, you can actually get it for free if you bought the Xbox 360 version. For like a limited period of time, you can pick up you can pick up the game for the Xbox One for free if you bought the Xbox 360 version. Yeah. Which is a very nice gesture by I can't remember what they're called.
Behemoth. Behemoth. Oh yeah, that's my favorite video game development company.
But yeah, so it's apparently it's gonna have a new multiplayer mini game called Back Off Barbarian. I will get more details about it at a later date. Some gameplay tweaks, better online multiplayer performance, HD brush ups, and double the frame rate, which is going to be really useful. It's going to be $15, but yeah, it'll be free until the 20th of September for anyone.
If you own the 360 version.
If you own the 360 and have an active Xbox Live Gold subscription. Yeah. And then from September 21st, it'll be $5 for those who own the 360 version. $15 for anyone who is buying it brand new, and then there's going to be the old version with backwards compatibility. So this is how you do remasters. I'm just reading this and I want to buy it, even though I don't own an Xbox One. Yeah. And honestly, I played the shit out of the game, so I wouldn't even want to play it a second time. But yeah, this is how you do a remaster.
Yeah. I feel like this is a pretty solid remaster because one, it's like people who've already bought in the game, they're going to be able to get it for free. And I like the fact that is an option, and then it just gives more reason to get this game again and try it out, and just making the game, adding a little bit extra more content, not just like slightly increasing the texture quality and then releasing the exact same game. Putting some extra stuff in there always helps. So yeah, so I do like this. I'm really glad to see that they're doing this, because I know that it's going to be a while before we see their next Behemoth game, which is, I don't think it even has a name.
I got a name recently, but I can't remember what it is. It's like it's a tactical.
Yeah,
game.
It's sort of like a weird tactical game, but I don't know, because I loved Castle Crashers, and I also loved Alien Hominid a lot, which is another game that they made. So yeah, I guess just glad that they're doing this, and hope they keep making awesome games.
Quick aside before we leave this. I don't know if you remember, but we had a project in school where we had to demo a Flash-based game.
Yeah.
Do you remember what game I demoed?
Oh, what game did you demo? Alien Hominid?
Alien Hominid, yeah.
Nice.
I demoed it for the Flash made game. Well, we had to demo something that was made in Flash, and I picked Alien Hominid as what I wanted to demo. So just a little bit of trivia.
Yeah, good excuse to just not do anything and play Alien Hominid.
Yeah, I went on stage and I just played Alien Hominid. Got bodied for like 5 minutes. But there you go.
There you go. This is how you spend your time in school, kids.
Yeah.
You find excuses to play video games. But moving on from that, we got Battlefront gets a new mode, Drop Zone. Yes. So it's kind of like a King of the Hill kind of mode, but basically it's 2 teams of 8 players compete to capture drop pods that fall into the map. So yeah, just looks really, really interesting. Apparently there's like, if you capture pods, they'll help you find like power-ups and whatnot. Yeah, I think this is a very interesting mode. What do you think about it so far?
Well, I think they should start releasing trailers with these modes.
Yeah.
Just because, the Supremacy mode, or whatever that mode was called, Conquest mode. That there was no trailer. I mean, there was a trailer for the Air Battles mode, which is pretty cool. But I wish we had like little trailer just to see gameplay of the
modes in action. It was
just like a 1-minute trailer, just to get a basic idea of how these things played out. But yeah, it sounds interesting. It's a King of the Hill type mode. Yeah, not much else to say. It's
yeah, I mean, like I'm just glad that they're showing off these new modes, because honestly, the only mode I ever really played in Battlefront 2 was Conquest. So
yeah, you and everybody else.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do like the fact that a lot of the modes, they're they're relatively different, because. So it'll offer more variety when the game launches. But yeah, props to them. And November the 10th? No, November 17th. There we go.
Yeah, 17th,
November 17th can't come soon enough.
Yeah, so there we go. Hope to see that game come out and hopefully not be buggy at launch.
Yeah, let's not. Don't hold your breath.
Don't hold your breath. But next, Mad Max launches and actually gets pretty solid reviews from most people. And I guess you wanted to use this as a springboard, but have movie games gotten better?
That's a very good question, because here's the thing, right? Is that all the good movie games that you think of have all been made by Warner Brothers games.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, because you have the Batman franchise, which is technically not exclusively a movie game, but whatever.
Well, yeah, it's a comic book game, so...
Yeah, but there's also the movie, so whatever. I'll add it in there. Then you've got the one that came out last year, Shadow of Mordor, and now you've got Mad Max. They've all been made by Warner Brothers games. But I don't think they've turned the corner. I don't, because like I said, it's really only one developer that's making good movie games at the moment. You still for every Mad Max, there's like 17 Star Treks, Green Lanterns.
Yeah.
Even the Fast and the Furious DLC for Forza, which should have been like really good, ended up
just being.
So yeah, I stand by my stance that no, the video game movie games are still movie video games. There we go.
There you go. Like, what the hell are you talking about?
I have no
idea.
A
new style of video game that I haven't even heard of.
Yeah, they're still pretty shit.
Yeah, well, here's the thing, though. I feel like Warner Brothers is getting like certain aspects of how to make a movie game not suck. One, take your time. Don't launch it with the movie. because you're rushing. This game has come out now. Mad Max came out in May, so they clearly took the extra time to make the game that they needed, right? So one, don't rush the game because it's gonna suck even harder. And two, the game doesn't follow the same story. So you're not limited to just recreating everything that's happened in the movie. You're making your own sort of story that is based on the same kind of IP.
Yeah.
Because Shadows of Mordor did this. It wasn't like reiterating anything that happened in The Hobbit or the Lord of the Rings movies. It was its own story. And same with the Batman games. It's like, it's not, reiterating anything that's happened in the previous Batman movies or the Dark Knight trilogy. It's its own story. So that really helps it a lot, and I think it's just overall just the Warner Brothers itself are just the designers are really, really solid, and they know how to build games well.
Yeah.
It's not like they're handing off this IP to a bunch of guys who've never really worked on a big project before, so it's just too much for them.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's part of the solution to making good movie games.
Yeah, those are some very good points, actually.
Yeah, so I feel like if Warner Brothers starts making these really good movie games, which it seems like they're doing pretty well, the Arkham series, Shadows of Mordor, and doing this, maybe eventually other companies will pick up on this particular, formula, and they'll start making better movie games, and then we can start seeing, movie games, they're getting better, and, we can move on instead of being stuck in this kind of shitty rut with you say movie games and people just like cringe.
Sorry, you weren't done.
No, you can go.
Okay, one unfortunate thing though is that Mad Max came out the same day as MGS5, so it's pretty much completely been overshadowed. Now, I mean, with that said, Warner Brother Games had an amazing year this year because they had Dying Light, The Witcher 3, Arkham Knight, and MKX.
Yeah, so
all four of those came out this year. So I mean, they're not struggling in terms of money. But it is unfortunate that that Mad Max came out a week, because honestly, if it came out a week before or a week after, I feel like it would have done a lot better.
Yeah.
But coming out on the same day as MGS5 was just a bad.
Not yeah, like I'm just like when I was looking at when I went to pick up my MGS copy and I saw all the Mad Max copies right next to it, I was just like, oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah. If I was Warner Brothers, I would have pushed it back. I mean, sure, it's not going to get any better in October, but for the rest of September, it's pretty dry. So they just pushed it back. Oh wait, that's not true, because Destiny the Taken King comes out next week. So yeah, I guess it was the fight to choose who would you rather fight against, MGS5 or Destiny. And honestly, I think they should have probably put it around Destiny. Because I don't know. I feel like it might have fared a little bit better. Because MGS is a game that people have waited like several years for. This is true.
So, yeah. So, I don't know. I feel like if the game had come out on a different date, it would have helped it out a lot. But still, I do applaud them for at least not launching it with the movie.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, definitely.
Especially since that movie was awesome. So
that was pretty good. Yeah.
But yeah, just I just hope that movie games do continue to get better. But I guess moving on to our next topic, Drawn to Death got a bunch of private access gameplay revealed, and it looks like Drawn to Death. It looks really, really cool. I like the style. I like the aesthetic of this game a lot.
Yeah, same here. The art style is pretty cool. It's
very different.
It's very different, yeah. Like, you see a screenshot of this game and you can't mistake it for anything else. Mm-hmm. The gameplay looks kind of boring right now. Just
sort of okay.
It's just there. I mean, it's going to be free to play, so I'll probably give it a shot one way or another. Right. But as of right now, and also, what's this thing called? It's probably, like, when you see people that know how to play the game playing it, it'll probably look a little different. Mm-hmm. But at the moment, I don't know, the animations look kind of stiff. The jump was kind of floaty. And overall, I just didn't like how the game was looking, to be honest. Which is a shame, because I was really looking forward to the next game from David Jaffe, because David Jaffe, he just started his new studio, and I was really looking forward to seeing what their first game was. And so far, I've been impressed by Drawn to Death. So
I don't know. I feel like I agree. I agree with you. I think the aesthetic is really good. I think they need to clean up the gameplay just a little bit more. So hopefully it does better. But yeah, just looks good. Gameplay needs a little bit of a cleanup though. But moving on, Bethesda is sort of announced that they're going to be doing free updates for Fallout 4 and Season Pass. So obviously you're super excited for this.
Yeah, they said that, it's funny because they're like, yeah, we don't know what's going to be in the Season Pass yet, but it's going to be $30.
Well, I'm assuming that if they're doing it like the other Fallout DLCs, it's going to be $10 per DLC pack.
Yeah, and they don't know how many it's going to be yet, but honestly, that wasn't even the big focus of the article. The big focus was that they were talking about how they're going to be doing, like, remember how they added horseback combat, they added an extra difficulty, they added extra, like, little extra stuff to Skyrim after it launched. They said that they're going to be doing similar stuff like that with Fallout 4. So for example, in Fallout 3, when they increased the level cap, you had to buy the Brotherhood of Steel DLC.
Right.
Is that what it was called?
Yeah, that's what it was called.
Let's say that's what it was called. But I'm assuming, this is 100% speculation, that if they increase the level cap, is there a level cap in Fallout 4? I don't think there is.
I know there was definitely one in Fallout 3.
Yeah.
But I don't know if there was, we don't know if there is one in Fallout 4.
I'm pretty sure they confirmed that it's not going to be a level cap in Fallout 4. Anyway, that is besides the point once again. But little things like that, like say increasing a supposed level cap, or like changing some features and adding some new features, all that kind of stuff is going to be free. I'm assuming that they're not going to do what The Witcher 3 did and actually release like costumes and stuff like that for free. Because I mean, that's never really been Bethesda's MO.
Yeah.
The DLC that they released. So I fully expect all the little things like extra weapon sets to already be in the game, and then any extra weapon sets they release is going to be part of like a bigger DLC. Right. Overall, this does make me happy because it does show that not every developer in the world is trying to sodomize us, which is really nice to hear. Yeah. Because sorry.
It's always good to know that not every developer is trying to beat the everlasting shit out of us.
Because like I can't lie, I was starting to get worried about all these bad trends in gaming. The pre-order DLC like that, like the shit that we went over last week.
Yeah.
So it's nice to see. Like first of all, The Witcher 3. The Witcher 3 sold like 6 million copies apparently, and The Witcher 3, like one of those articles I read talking about how The Witcher 3 really shouldn't exist in this day and age because it just did not follow any of the usual bullshit that most companies do to nickel and dime the shit out of us, right? And then it's nice to see that there's more big name developers who are willing to do the same thing, not just plaster us with all kinds of DLC left, right, and center before releasing the actual expansions as well. And it just shows the kind of reputation that Bethesda has developed, that they announced the season pass, and I wasn't before the game has even come out, and I didn't roll my eyes and think, wow, talk about some bullshit. I was like, whatever is in the season pass is probably going to be worth it.
Well, it's like that this game is going to have enough content on its own. That's the big deciding factor, is that if the game has enough content on its own, then a season pass for DLC doesn't really bother me. But a season pass for Destiny bothers me because the main game doesn't have enough content, and the full game is pretty much that with its DLC. So that's the biggest difference. Is that it's good that these companies know that there's enough game in their game so that they can try and do other things with the game itself. Free updates for sure is really, really great thing. And it's not like it's tiny little things. It's not something that's going to be like, oh my god, this is the greatest thing ever, but it's tiny little unique improvements. Like I remember in one of the Skyrim updates, my favorite thing was whenever you got a critical on a guy with your swords, it would go to like a special third-person view camera view. But they added in an update so that if you got a critical with your bow, it would actually follow the actual arrow itself into the guy dying. So that was really, really cool, and that was really awesome. So yeah, I just hope Fallout 4 gets some good free updates and good DLC in the long run. To the next topic. So yeah, then next, The Witcher 3, Heart of Stone. Continuing with the topic of DLC that kicks ass. This is a expansion that's apparently 10 hours to an already insanely long game.
It's yeah. I mean, it's the Witcher 3 is a gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah.
They give us a release date on the 13th of October.
Mm-hmm.
New 10 hours of new content, new characters, monsters, romance and storylines, new rules. Too much detail about. Mm-hmm. The story is going to follow Geralt being hired to defeat a bandit camp captain called, I'm not going to try pronouncing that, a man who possesses the power of immortality, so Heart of Stone, there you go. He'll apparently be able to recruit a crew of break-in artists, party with a ghost, and meet a host of new and bizarre creatures. Damn, I'm going to have to pick this bad boy up. Alongside a digital release, there's also a limited boxed version that's going to be $20, so it's going to cost a little more. But it comes with a digital code for the game, 2 actual physical games.
That's hilarious.
A rule book, and okay, no, that's it. But yeah, overall, okay, there we go. And then one last thing is that you can play the Hearts of Stone missions during the course of the main game, but you have to be above level 30 to do so.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. So yeah, it's pretty good, man. Like, props to CD Projekt Red. There we go.
Yeah.
Props to CD Projekt Red for like just showing all other game developers how it's done.
Yeah, this is the best model for DLC I have seen in a really long time. Like, this game has so much free DLC that you can get just for lols, and then when it has actual paid DLC, you're getting so much for your money's worth. Like, it's just really good.
Yeah, because they say it's 10 hours of new content, but it's probably going to be a little more than that, when you factor in all the extra stuff and things like that. So yeah, man, this is oh my god, this just makes me so happy to see, and I'm definitely gonna pick it up. I mean, I have nothing to play in October anyway, so I'll probably pick it up, get back into The Witcher 3. Props to them, seriously.
Absolutely. So I think our last topic before we wrap things up, PlayStation's 20th anniversary. So there we go. Yay, PlayStation.
Yay, PlayStation. So I was a little confused because I was pretty sure the whole PlayStation event in December of last year was to celebrate your 20th anniversary. But apparently, that was to celebrate PlayStation's 20th anniversary, period. However, the 9th of September is the day, the 9th of September 20 years ago is the day that the PlayStation launched in America. So, yeah, now we're celebrating the North American anniversary. So yeah, happy 20th to PlayStation. It's been a pretty amazing 20 years. I can't lie. I mean, we had some ups and downs, and right now I haven't hid my disdain with how things are being handled right now. But overall, like the PlayStation brand has brought me some pretty good memories. It was actually the first console I ever bought.
Yeah. It was the second one. My first one. Oh wait, no, it's the third. Because I'll tell you, my gaming console was basically Sega Genesis, Nintendo 64, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, then PlayStation 4.
Yeah, no, because prior to that, I growing up, we weren't very rich, so we couldn't really afford a video game console. On my 10th birthday, my dad just comes home with this giant box and a Sony PlayStation. I was like, holy shit, we in there. We in this bitch.
At least you're not like my parents, where my parents just handed me a copy of Mario Kart for the 64 and then didn't show me the Nintendo 64. Like, those bastards, they trolled me so hard as a kid. I was like, why did you just give me a game without a console?
That's funny.
How could you do this?
Pretty funny. But yeah, man, props to Sony. this has been a pretty bad year for the PS4, but hopefully things are looking up, and hopefully they have some pretty cool announcements at the PlayStation events at the end of this year.
You got Last Guardian coming in soon. I feel like 2016 is definitely going to be a lot better year for PlayStation 4.
It can't be much worse. I'll tell you that much. But and they're also having a sale on the PlayStation Store right now to celebrate the fact that it's their 20th anniversary. I checked and it's not very good personally, but hey, you can look it up. It's for everything, all the consoles, the PS4, PS3, the Vita, even though they try to act like it doesn't exist. So yeah,
what is this Vita?
So yeah, definitely check it out. You might see something you like. I didn't, but
but still, I guess just moving forward, let's hope 2016 is a good year for PlayStation 4.
Yeah.
But with that, I think we're gonna have to wrap things up.
One last thing. Sorry, before you cut it off. Lobster Monk actually left a comment on our last video asking us what we thought of Ratchet and Clank. The Ratchet and Clank release coming in 2016.
Oh, okay. The new Ratchet and Clank game?
Yeah, the new Ratchet and Clank game.
I think it's gonna be good. That will be another example of a weird movie game, now that I think about it.
Yeah, this is true.
Somebody pointed out that it's like you can see how far the game has come. Like, the game looks gorgeous. It looks
amazing.
Absolutely spectacular. I haven't really played a lot of Ratchet and Clank games in a while. I think the last game I really played was Quest for Booty. So, nice. But I'd love to get back into it, and I feel like that will probably be a good time to get back into Ratchet and Clank, because it's one of my favorite series of all time. It's like, it was the first PlayStation 2 game I ever had, was Ratchet and Clank.
Really?
Yeah. So there's a lot of nostalgia for Ratchet and Clank with me. So, I'm definitely excited. I think it's going to be a fun game. What about you?
Yeah. Same here. I think it's gonna be a fun game. It looks like you've already said. Graphically, it just looks insane. I love how their marketing campaign is that it's the game based on the movie based on the game.
Yep, that's great. Yeah.
But yeah, overall, I'm definitely looking forward to that game. It's also gonna be competitively priced. I think it's gonna be like $40. So it's gonna be $40. It's going to be coming out in like March or April, so that's going to be a slow time for video games. So yeah, I definitely keeping my eye on that. I'm excited, and I'll probably end up picking it up.
Yeah, for sure. And I feel like that's definitely a game. Like, I'm glad that they're pricing it as 40 instead of 60. Like,
yes, or 80. If you live in Canada.
I can't believe that games are up to $80. Like, that is. But anyway, excited for Ratchet and Clank. I cannot wait. I think it's going to be great. But with that, I think we're going to have to wrap things up. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. And if you comment in the comment section, we'll make sure to answer it in the next podcast. And as always, nailed it. And as always, this was William Liberty and
Fawaz Mohammed.
And we'll see you guys next time.